Going to the fullback and driving. Henderson, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Henderson down the middle, the 20, the 15, the 10. Caught from behind, but he got in the end zone. Touchdown.
November 5th, 1985, Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Georgia versus Florida. For the first time in their history, the Gators are ranked number 1 in the nation, having moved there 5 days earlier on the strength of their 19-game unbeaten streak. While probation by the SEC made the Gators ineligible for their first SEC title, national championship was very much on their minds. Florida coach Galen Hall and quarterback Kerwin Bell were kings of the Sunshine State, as Gator fans were confident the Bulldog monkey was finally off their back. Bell had led Florida to a blowout of the Bulldogs a year earlier, and even though Georgia came into this game with a 6-1-1 record and a number 17 ranking, Florida felt supremely confident, but that confidence would be jolted early in the game. After recovering a Georgia fumble early, the Dog defense held and forced a field goal effort, but Gator kicker Jeff Dawson's 33-yard effort was no good. Dogs were fired up as they went back onto the field, ready for their stable of running backs to take command.
Going to the fullback and driving. Henderson, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Henderson down the middle, the 20, the 15, the 10. Caught from behind, but he got in the end zone. Touchdown. I guess, to the right, Phil, and it was Curtis Stacy, a cornerback, who touched his ankle around the 6-yard line, but he stumbled in the end zone.
He stumbled. He actually landed on his shoulder as he hit in the end zone, but he kept his balance. It was an incredible run. It looked like he might run out of gas at about the 15-yard line.
76 yards, and Crumley sticks it up good. Georgia leads 7-0.
Henderson's long run had inspired a Georgia defense that came prepared to make big plays. And Greg Muddy Waters was in Bell's face all day, recording 3 sacks and numerous pressures as the Gators amassed yardage but couldn't break the Bulldog defenders. Georgia had figured out that the Gator linemen lined up differently on passing downs, so the Dogs were able to anticipate every Florida snap.
6'3" sophomore, 201, walked on, won the job last year and led them, and he's leading them this year. Here's Bell again, dropping back to throw. Bell, as they chase him, fires. Intercepted by a Dog, I think, on his knees on his own 41 or 2. Georgia had Muddy Waters on the quarterback back in the 35, who's slow to get up. Intended for John L. Williams, a fullback, and John Brantley, the linebacker, caught a diving ball on his knees, and the Dogs have got the ball.
In the second quarter, Georgia would mount what would be its longest scoring drive of the day, 4 plays. Tim Worley carried 3 times for 31 yards down to the Florida 32 when the call came once again for his freshman comrade in arms, Keith Henderson.
Georgia sitting on the Florida 32.5. Exchange in good field position, and now they're moving it, and they lead 7-0 early here in the second quarter. Hockaday and Lane break out to the left side. 7-0, Georgia leading on Henderson's long run. Slot left, they're in an I. The Gators are in a 5-2. Lane in motion back to the short side. They go to the fullback. Henderson 5. Henderson 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Henderson, touchdown! Bill Irwin, Keith Henderson again, 32.5 yards.
And this time it was a different kind of run, Larry, as he cut to the outside. He had a couple of people that had a shot at him, but every time somebody got close, he cut away.
Snap was high, but they got it down. Crumley's kick is good. Georgia leading 14-0.
Florida finally managed to get on the board of the field goal, but late in the half, the Dogs would counter. Lars State would burst 40 yards deep into Florida territory as the Bulldog backfield continued to pile up the yards. 3 plays later, Wayne Johnson would pass 19 yards to Freddie Lane. With 15 seconds remaining in the half, Steve Crumley would trot out the try and build the lead back to 14.
19 seconds left in the half. He sets it down, and he reaches long, and the kick is good. Crumley got it, and it's 17-3.
Florida may not have acknowledged it quite yet, but the Bulldog players knew at the half the Gator bubble had been burst. In the third quarter, the Georgia defense continued to harass Bell, who would be sacked 5 times on the day. He passed for over 400 yards, but he could never put the ball in the end zone. Florida's best chance was early in the fourth quarter when they drove to the Bulldogs' 7, but John L. Williams couldn't handle a pitch out, and Georgia recovered the fumble on their own 8-yard line. 2 plays later, Worley would put the icing on the cake.
Boy, does Georgia want to grind out a first down. They're under 10.5. Clock is 4:19 and running. Eye in a slot. Archie now in motion to the left against the 5-man front. And they're going to pitch it to Worley. He comes down 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Worley's running 35, 30, 25, 20. Worley touchdown. Worley touchdown.
On the score, Tim Worley. And again, Worley cut back just as Henderson did. He made the cutback toward the middle when he had some Florida players getting a good angle at about the 25. And Archie actually came down and just about caught everybody. He was going to throw a block, but never quite got there. What a run. Florida had everybody up tight. They were looking for the play in close. And when Worley broke it, the secondary was up so tight that he was able to break free down the right side.
Cavan and Flood just hugged, now Dooley's doing it, hugged Worley to death. 23-3, 90 yards. Crumley sticks it good, 24-3.
Worley's run iced a 24-3 upset that would take Florida years to overcome. Georgia piled up 344 yards rushing, Henderson finishing with 145 and Worley with 104. Only the third and fourth backs in 3 years to top the century mark against the Gators. Georgia fans stormed the field after the upset, thrilled at the Dogs' first ever win over a number 1 ranked team on a Gator Bowl afternoon no Bulldog will ever forget.